Well, welcome to today's edition of Weighted to Win. We're at the Vaal, 28th of November, and there are 8 races on the card. Just 2 days to go, or call it 1 if you want. It's the Betway Summer Cup on Saturday. 11 races out there, and we can't wait. And Daryl's going to be joining me here today to help us make money for the big day. Now, a reminder, I know always remind you, race 1 is where the bipod starts, race 2 the PA, race 3 the pick 6, jackpot 1 race 4, jackpot 2 race 5. Let's build that kitty for Saturday. Don't forget, take a bet with Betway. You'll get access to those blue vouchers, and you can use them on the big one on Saturday. And you'll have plenty of tipsters giving you their view. You can make your choice for the big race. Now, race number 1 is a work riders maiden plate, 1200 meters, bipod leg 1. Take out number 4, Maria's Cop, and number 6, Cyber Spirit. There's a form update. Magic Bank ran on the 21st of November, ran 10th, 12 3/4 lengths behind. And number 2, Black Hole Sun, ran on last Thursday, 8.6 lengths behind My One and Only. So with those 2 scratchings, there are now 9 runners. The betting has number 1, Pretty Precious, at 11 to 10. 5 to 2, number 10, Gimme a Storm. 5 to 1, the 9, Abby's View. 6 to 1, number 7, Intro for St. John Gray. And then it's 10 to 1 and better by those. Daryl, race number 1, are they going to beat this one, Pretty Precious?
I don't know if they're going to beat her.
Can they beat her, should I say?
Yeah.
Can they?
Maybe she can beat herself.
Yeah, true.
She's
it's a good point.
proven very costly in the past. Of the race runners, I'm certainly leaning towards her. I thought that was a fair enough local debut on the half-vault. She only got tired very late. She's got the very experienced Chamo Mabaya in the irons to assist her. And I believe she's drawn on the right side of the track. Now, the track is the same setup as last week, where Musical Score 1 on the outside, Bacchus 1 on the outside, right. Bourbon Reserve.
That's right.
I'm not saying the inside's dead, but at this stage, I'd prefer it to be high.
If we said 80% of the time, the going's better on the outside.
Yeah.
We could say that.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Now, backed up with Intro, my good mate Tom. You know, he sat on her back once in the past. He ran second on her. He knows her. And her last start, she stayed on nicely, running into second behind Montana Lights. I prefer the ones for Lonzo. Now, of the race runners, unfortunately, there's no comments in the front of the computer form. So I've just put the 2 of them. I'm hoping one of them can fill a top 2 position. Otherwise, I'd have to go 4 horses because I'd have to go the 9 and the 10. The 10 is a half-sister to Tuscan Winter, who won a few races for Jan Janse van Vuren and Lawrence Verners, and Tuscan Gold, who's now competing in Fairview or Tabeja. So just follow the market with regards to the chances of 9 and 10, but I'm sure one of either the 1 or 7 will finish in the top 2.
And I see that the 10 the mare did win over 1,000, so there'll be a bit of speed there, won't there? All right, so here we go. Here's Daryl's bipod. 1 and 7 by Banker 3, by 3 and 6, by 3 and 10. By 1, 5, 6, 8, 10, by 1, 3, 8, and 9. I think I can see him and I have studied the same card because there weren't too many standout bankers here. And the cost is that 160, Daryl? 160 the bipod. That gets underway. Race 1, 12.25. Race number 2 is a maiden plate over 1,600 meters out of the Vaal today. It is the first leg of our PA, and no changes here to report. No, 9 of them running. Dylan's champ quite strong there at 8 to 10. The son of Rafif for Fabian Abib. Pierre Stradum, who's riding so well, the master, he takes the ride. Number 7, Joost Drogsloot, the son of Master of My Fate, is at 22 to 10. And you would imagine on form that these 2 really should be fighting this out. We'll see what Daryl says. Don't forget blue voucher. Use Betway. Get those blue vouchers. You can put it onto any horse you want. It's like their own currency. So race number 2, is this going to be a match race? Daryl, 3, 7, 7, 3. How are you playing?
I'm going 3 from 7 just because of racing fitness alone.
Yeah, true.
Let's touch on the favourite's biggest rival. Joost, what's it? Joost?
Drogsloot. Yeah.
He was heavily supplanted on debut, right? He was expected to win on that occasion. He only found 1 too good on debut. However, he pulled well clear of the balance of the field. I think it was close to 4 lengths back to the 3rd place runner, who subsequently come out and won. My concern is he's been off the track for 5 odd months. Now, did he pull up a bit unsound or with an injury? Yeah. Or did they just realize they got a decent sort on their hands and they want him to put away and strengthen up? I don't know.
I can say that I know they know he was a decent sort because I was with Alec on debut,
Okay.
and he was shocked the horse didn't win. So they did know. So maybe your point is, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
a few issues, yeah.
I mean, if he's fancied, I'll give him a strong winning chance. But I prefer Dylan's Champ because of the fitness. Now, if you open the computer form and you have a look at his draw, he's drawn 1. Who's drawn 2 and 3? They've got no pace whatsoever.
Right.
Striker is not going to come out softly on this horse and try to get cover behind the horses that are drawn alongside of him. So I think he's going to make use of the racing fitness. We know that form line has worked out extremely well. I mean, Instant Attraction and Santiago's Pride were the two that came out and ran second in their next starts. But then you got Clear the Path and Another Universe. You franked that
He looks
form.
quite decent then. Another
Yes,
Universe,
yeah. He looks like a nice stay in the making. So I'm happy enough in banking him in the PA. That's for certain. Number 3, Dylan's Champ. He is my leading light over here. 1 I am going to be keeping a close eye on, Lyle, is number 8, Magellan. I think quietly ridden on debut.
Yes.
See how he goes on Thursday out at the Vaal. Perhaps next time out, we can take him seriously. But yes, a confident bank over here. Number 3, Dylan's Champ.
Okay, we got a coffee, you and me, huh? I'm going to send you a message after race 2 yesterday. You 3, me 7.
Okay.
I'll take you a coffee. Okay, so PA, but certainly 3 Dylan's Champ, decent sort. That is a definite banker there in the PA. 3 by 6 by 3. Daryl's found us 3 bankers by 1, 5, 6, 8, and 10. By 1, 3, 8, and 9. By banker, not banker, by 5 and 9, leg 6. And then 2, 5, 7, and 8. 160 Rand to spend. PA 1300, race number 2. Race number 3, Fillies the Mares 87 divided handicap. They're racing over 1,800 meters. There are no changes here. All 8 runners carded to run, and the betting has them as follows. Number 6, Caddy Zora, 16 to 10. Daughter of Kawari for Mike de Kock, and Malasela Kajedi getting a nice chance again here. It is 3.75 about number 3, Evo on Toast. The 2, Ronnie of Couture, 9 to 2. Then it is 7 to 1 about number 5, Mount Etna. 8's about the 7, Two-Step Queen. 10 to 1 and Better Bar. Quite an open race if you do look past the 6. Again, don't forget the blue voucher. You can use that as currency on Saturday in the Betway Summer Cup. And there, of course, are 11 races there. Daryl, the 6, Caddy Zora, obviously knocking on the door with the 2 seconds. Are there others that could give her a go?
Well, it is a Fillies and Mares handicap, so everything should have a
Anything
chance
can
over
give her a
here.
go, yeah.
But she's deserving of another victory, Lyle. She's knocking at the door loudly. I think the connections have realized that although she's got a lot of staying bred on her dam side, she doesn't quite perform at her best beyond 2,000 meters. So she's in cracking form in her last 2 starts. You know, in her last start beyond One Religion, she was a winner everywhere except for the post.
That's right.
10 lengths back on that occasion was a mare called Ideal Future, who came out and ran second to the rescue. Yes, so I love her chances. I think the race is set up for her. The horses towards the inside don't lead naturally, so she could get there quite comfortably. Maybe a filly like Darling Harbour pushes forward with 52 kilograms, but I think she'll be in a striking position. Go back to the run behind Forgiveness. Now that's 4 runs back for her. However, it's Ever on Toast's latest start. Now I think she's a half a kilogram better off for just under a length beating. So on paper there's absolutely nothing separating the two of them. Ever on Toast, she blows a bit hot and cold, but on her day we can see her certainly win a race of this nature. But strictly because of Caddy Zora's racing fitness, I'm leaning towards the 6. So I'm going 6 from 3. With regards to Rani of Couture, Mr. Magnus says in the front of the computer form, will need the run.
Yes, he did. He did. And normally when he says that, he means it. So I'll speak to him if he is there tomorrow. All right, so here's your pick 6, Daryl. 3 and 6 by 3 and 10. I like the confidence in the first 2 legs by 1, 5, 6, 8 and 10. By 1, 3, 8 and 9. 5 and 9, leg 5. 1 through 10 and 13 in leg 6. And that is 1,760 Rand. And that is race number 3 in the due time there, 13:35. Now, race number 4 is the Fillies and Mares 70 divided handicap over 1800 meters. And when you see Fillies and Mares 70, you need to tread quite carefully here. The betting has number 1, Last Car to Pass at 3-1. That's your favorite, Pierre Stratum for Fabian Abib. Now, 2 very good runs. The question is, can the 3-year-old carry the 60 kilograms? Time will tell. 7-2, number 2, and with an E for Wai Chung Mawing, Gavin Arena taking the ride notably. 5-1, the 3, Mary Reid. It's 5, Lincoln Moore, 7-1. 9-1 about number 10, Free in Seattle. And then it's 10-1 and better by those. So an open betting market here. Race number 4, the first leg of our jackpot one tomorrow or today. How are we going to play this?
I'm going a bit against the grain of here. I've left out the top 2 in the market, numbers 1 and 2. Now, I certainly don't write them off completely. I'll give them chances. I just prefer others, and you could see my perm was quite costly, 1,760 Rand if I had to include them.
It's not hard for a pick 6.
Yeah.
I mean, pick 6, that's a decent pick 6.
Yeah,
you
so
can't spend less.
Last Car to Pass, I thought that was a cracking post, made an effort considering she won a work rider event, unfancied. And we saw DeMarco's Jet win from there. And with an E. Won impressively last time out, but she's been off the track for 2.5 months. Have a look who she beat. Free in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Now, Free in Seattle is as much as 3.5 kilograms better off, and she's more racing fit.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that she can reverse the form with an
We're
E.
on similar pages when you mentioned the 10, that's for sure.
So I like the 10's chances every year. I think she represents some value at around 9-1. My top choice, and I nearly banked her, was number 3, Mary Reid. And I'll tell you why, Lyle. I thought that was, 3, Mary Reid. I thought that was a cracking effort last time out, considering Muzi Yeni dictated the pace up front. On the winner, I Am Regal, and Kadizora ran second. They were first and second the entire race. They crawled and they sprinted. She was the only one that actually stayed on slightly in the latter stages.
Good run.
I think that was a run full of merit. She's come down slightly in the rating. She's got a 1 draw. She's very fit. I think this is her race for the taking. Hopefully by now Kadizora has franked that form, just to give me a bit of extra confidence. In saying that, I go into this race a clear-cut first choice, 3 from 10.
We like it. That's what we need. Some confidence. 3 and 10, by 1, 5, 6, 8 and 10, by 1, 3, 8 and 9, by 5 and 9. And the spend there in jackpot 1 is 80 Rand. That is race number 4 at 14.10. Race number 5, merit rated 84 handicap. They're racing over 1,400 meters. No changes here. What a good race. 16 runners. You've got some real ability here. Number 1, Buffalo Storm Cody. Gavin Arena takes the ride here for Tony Peter. It's 33-10 about number 5, Count Invicto, the unbeaten son of Royal Mo. 9-2, number 6, Confederate. It is then 9-1, number 8, Press On Regardless. And then the 10 or the 11, Whirly Whirly, shows up at 15-1. 16-1 and better by those. Good race, this, isn't it? Yes.
This is the race of the day, in my opinion. Buffalo Storm Cody, I fancy his chances to kill last time out. He let me down because I thought he was better than his previous 2 starts. It was disappointing. He was unlucky in running in his 2 previous starts. I expected him to win last time out. In saying that, he was beaten by a lovely filly. The Dam won over 1,000 meters. His half-sister, Freed by Desire, only went 1,200. Blinkers come off and he's been stepped up in trip. I want to just say that I didn't think he was moving the best in running last time out. So I'm keen to see how he goes. Let's touch on the unbeaten Count Invicto. Now, obviously, Tony Peter will have a line because he trained Gorgeous. Well, he does train Gorgeous Klein. Count Invicto moved from the outside to the inside. He covered more ground than the others.
That's right.
But he did pick up the maximum penalty of 8 pounds or 4 kilograms. In saying that, he's now stepping up to 1,400, which may prove even more to his liking. Yes. Confederate, I've always been of the opinion that the Son of Fire and Away will always be a better sort once gelded. He's drawn towards the outside in my mind, and he's nowhere near the finished article. So I love his chances. I think he's certainly one to take serious over here. Have a look who beat him on debut, though. And I know Press On Regardless was well exposed at that stage, but Press On Regardless beat him, and he's 4 kilograms better off at the weights.
That's right.
I think Press On Regardless is in good form at the moment. Dennis-wise, he's a very aggressive rider. I think he needs to be bullied, the son of Lancaster Bomber. I believe he needs a hard ride. And his best form has been up the Vaal Straight.
That's
Drawn
right.
towards the outside, I think he's overpriced. He'll be right there. And if you like those two, you have to look at Sutherland, who, although is held on form behind that run, he was returning after a 6-month break.
That's right.
He was nowhere near his best either. So, yeah, very interesting race. I think there's some horses in here that are certainly going to win their races.
Yeah, a very interesting race, very difficult, and Daryl has narrowed it down for us: 1, 5, 6, 8, and 10, by 1, 3, 8, and 9, by 5 and 9, by 1 through 10 and 13, 440 Rand to spend, and that is Jackpot 2 Race 5 at 14.45. Race number 6 is a Fillies and Mares 71 handicap. They're racing over the straight, 1,000 meters, of course, no changes, 10 runners, and obviously you're looking for a competitive race when you see Fillies and Mares 71 sprinting. Number 1 Party for Fani Bronkhorst. Gavin Arena with that top weight is your 33-10 joint favourite with number 7, Beaded Gown, Baron Buertas, Malaseri Kajedi. I'm so glad Baron's back. Chatted to him for the first time last week. Number 8, Twice as Well, 9-2. Autumn Var, number 3, is trading at 7-1. Nearer, the 4, is 8-1. And Smelting, number 9, 8-1. There's still a few at 10-1. So it's a competitive little race, this one. How exactly are we going to play the sprint?
I'm going to hope to make some profit on an exacta boxed. Now, the last time Smelting, the 7-year-old mare, was seen up the Vaal Straight, happened to be with the very same apprentice who rode his first winner. And she just kept on rolling.
I tipped her on that, and the guys were laughing at me, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah. She's very fast.
She's got no weight. I mean, 49 kilograms drawn towards the outside. She's going to be up on the pace, and she can certainly keep rolling. I like her chances. You have to take Twice as Wild's chances seriously here too. She's got 50 kilograms to shoulder. And the fact that Grant Maroon is on song right now, you just have to include whatever he puts a saddle on.
Yes, but include both of these.
Include both of them. A little bit surprised to see 1 Party at the top of the boards. I know in her penultimate start was over 1,000 meters and she ran a decent second, but she was returning from a layoff on that occasion. So in my mind, she raced fresh. She got away with it. I think she's a better 1,200 or 1,400 meter filly. In saying that, I can see her feature over here.
Can. Maybe 12 kilograms. To older horses. Not, I know it's 1,000 meters, but that's tough.
But have a look at that run behind Kia Kaha. A filly, number 3, Autumn Var, was just behind her. And Autumn Var is, if I'm not mistaken, 3 kilograms better off for a length beating. Autumn Var is drawn towards the outside, and Autumn Var gets fitted with a set of blinkers. So I believe she has to be taken seriously. Let's try and make a profit with the exacta box 1, 3, 8, and 9. Yeah, maybe we get it right over here, Lyle.
There we go. Here's the exacta box 1, 3, 8, and 9. Great minds think alike, they say. That is 12 Rand if you take that exacta boxed, and hopefully you can make some money off that. That is race number 6, and that gets away 15.20. Race number 7, another 1,000-meter sprint this time. Fillies and Mares 90 divided handicap. The changes are 0 at this stage. There are 9 runners, and your betting has number 9, Lady of Memphis, at 17-10 favourite. This is a G. Samo Bertier riding for Lucky Udalakis with 48 kilograms. Number 1, Nettleton, at 33-10, has to give 13.5 kilograms to the 9, Lady of Memphis. 5-1, the 3, Virginia Beach. The 8, Executrix, 5-1. And then at 7, about number 5, Just the Two of Us. 10-1 and better bar those. And yes, again, I'm going to ask Daryl, it's 1,000 meters, but can Nettleton give that much weight away to the 3-year-olds?
I'm playing to beat her. In saying that, Striker's built up a lovely relationship with her. I mean, he's only sat on her back twice and she's won. Well, he's won on both occasions. He's just nursed her beautifully around that turpentine inside bend. And he's timed it to perfection. I'm not totally discounting her chances over here. She's gone up in the weights, but I think, she's got her work cut out.
Yeah, this is the test now.
Yeah.
This is the test.
So what's very interesting is there's a lot of pace towards the outside in Mist in Scotland and Virginia Beach. And there's a lot of pace towards the inside in Executrix and Just the Two of Us. This is the race that I went short and light in that I'm not convinced I'm going to get through. I've only got numbers 5 and 9 over here. Let me touch on the 5. Now, she was very disappointing last time out, but she had the inexperienced 4 kg Appia on her back. She didn't get a clean break. Prior to that, I know the form line hasn't lit up, but it was the manner in which she won when returning from a layoff on that occasion with Craig Zack in the irons. Now she's been put away for 2 months. She's going to race fresh again. I'm hoping she breaks well because she's lightly raced, Lyle. She's only having her 7th start to date. She's lightning quick, and if Cabello can get her out and running, I can see her being competitive over here. So I like her chances. But then again, she has to give some weight away to Lady of Memphis. Now, she won up the Vaal straight on debut. She came out a bit awkwardly, but thereafter I thought she was in control going through the 400. Last time out on the inside track, far from disgraced. It was only her 2nd start. She's back up the straight, but with no weight to shoulder and horses with speed around her. I think that things can really map out well for her over here. And she's another one that's lightly raced and got a lot of scope for improvement. Let's see how Bost in Glory moves down to the start. I've seen her move a little bit iffy in the past. And if you want to focus on horses towards the outside, you might want to go as much as the field over here because Virginia Beach and Mist in Scotland are without chances. So I'm hoping I'll get through this leg. I'm not convinced.
All right, so there we go. We're just taking the swinger here, 5 and 9. Take it 100 times. That is just the 2 of us. And number 9, Lady of Memphis.